Hey, what's up, folks? What's going on? It's your man Jay Will. Obviously, the event is over, and I'm setting up for a live stream. Always got to do a live stream when it's an event like this. I'm excited, and I know you're excited too. This is going to be good. The Pixel XL 2 and the Pixel 2 both have the same internals. What did Google just do? Wow, they really did a number on the consumers. No, they gave it exclusive to Verizon. We knew that was going to happen. But I tell you what, though, the Pixel 2 or Pixel XL 2, yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. I got my order in. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys got your order in. Anybody that's was planning on ordering. For me, it was a must buy because I really have been waiting on the Pixel devices because it's the latest from Google. I mean, who wouldn't want to get the latest Pixel device? So this is going to be interesting, man. There's going to be a lot of the phones are actually available to purchase right now. I was able to get mine in. You got to be fast. The pricing of them is what we expected. This isn't something that should be a shocker to us. The pricing is what we expected it to be. So the small one starts at $650, and the big one starts at $850. But the problem with the some of the big ones is they're selling out really fast. I mean, they are selling out fast. So it looks like I placed my order for the 128 gig. So it is what it is. If there's been a lot of people waiting for the Pixel devices, at least I know I have. This is going to be exciting. The Pixel devices, man, it's so crazy. Now that I've placed I was trying to get the 64 gig, and it was saying that it's out of stock. Like I put it in my cart, it said it was out of stock. Now that I placed my order for the 128 gig, it says it's in stock. What? That's crazy. I'm definitely not going to cancel my order, that's for sure. I just have to. I'm with the 128 gig version. I didn't want to pay $100 more for 128 gig, but it is what it is. So, what do you guys think about the Pixel 2, the V30? You're waiting on the V30 review. The Pixel. So, Stranger Things watching you rocking the 128 gig PH1. I'm definitely considering picking that phone up. I still have room for that phone. But the Pixel devices are here. The announcement was what we expected it to be. I mean, it's Google. This is what they do. I'm gonna send this out here on Google Plus. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited about I've been waiting. I was so disgusted with the first Pixel, the way it went. Like with the orders and stuff like that. I was mad about that because they kind of screwed a lot of people over by not having the inventory. And they also made a joke about it also. Last year, the Pixel devices weren't really hyped up as much. But this year, it's definitely pumped. People are pumped. I'm kind of shocked, though, because now it says the 64 gig black and white one is in stock. But when I went in there to order initially, it says it wasn't available. Now it's available after I placed my order. So, lesson learned, I am not going to cancel my order. I'm going to keep what I have and just roll with it. Now, the shipping time, it doesn't release until November. So, my ship date is November 20th. I'm unlocked. I got the unlocked. And when you go in the order, it says unlocked or Verizon model. So, always choose the unlocked version, I guess, unless you just want a Verizon version. They're unlocked. So, I don't know, Verizon customers. Did you order, Mark just ordered. Mark, what did you get? Did you get 128 gig like me, or did you get the big one? The 6-inch screen is kind of a no-brainer for me because it has the 18:9 ratio, so it's not going to be It's not going to be real wide, or it's going to be pricing, Galaxy S8 type arena. You got the Pixel XL2. Okay, that's the one I got. I got the XL2. You got a 64 gig. See, when I went in to get my 64 gig, it said it had sold out. And then now I go in there, it says it's available. And the only reason I went with the 64 gig is I was like, I don't know that I'll use 128 gigs, but might as well, It's an exclusive for Verizon. I want to get into some of these specs here. This thing is actually pretty stunning. Now, the DxO Mark thing, I know you guys probably saw the event and were like, what? They gave it a score of a 98. I don't really buy too much into that hype, man. But they didn't really talk too much about the specs internally. But it does have a Snapdragon 835. The battery, let me find the battery. And also the cameras, they talked about the cameras, but they didn't really go in depth with the cameras. But the camera is actually it's a 12.2 megapixel with a 1.8 aperture. So they didn't, and then it's got dual pixel autofocus, it says, but they didn't go too far into detail like I thought they would. But it does run Android O, and I really like the new setup of Android. Like, I really like the operating system, how they have it now. I think that's pretty high. But the front is an 8 megapixel, and they bragged about having, and also it has 4 gigs of RAM. So Anthony says, I can't believe they have the front-facing speakers, but the HTC 11 Ultra don't. Yeah, I mean, maybe Google say, save that for our phone, don't put it out, But it has 4 gigs of RAM, a Snapdragon 835. It comes in a 64 or 128. And honestly, I was really trying to get the 64, but it's available now, but it wasn't available when that really burns me up. But I tried to get in there fast. At least I got one, and I'm super ready for it. Even though it's an exclusive phone, man, you can still buy the unlocked version. So I'm not a fan of exclusive devices either. I just think it's wrong. But what can you do? There's nothing you can do about that. These companies are really going to push to get it first, and that's just how it is. So the specs on this thing, it has Android 8.0.0, Android Oreo. It's got the always-on display. It's really cool. Again, they touched on the cameras and they touched on all these things, but they didn't really dig deep, like for what we want to know. So it actually has a 12.2 megapixel camera on the rear with a 1.8 aperture, if you didn't hear that before, and an 8 megapixel on the front. Again, it only has 4 gigs of RAM, and it's kind of like iPhone. You don't need a lot of memory if it's built right. You know what I'm saying? So the big one is, I think both of these are made by HTC. Some people were saying that it was going to be one was made by LG, but I don't know that the smaller ones made by LG, but they have the squeeze feature, so that's not an LG feature, that's an HTC feature. So both of them are probably made by HTC, which really doesn't matter to me. But the Just Black, the clearly white, and kind of blue, I'm kind of perturbed that they didn't give the kind of blue to the big model, because that's the color that I wanted. I wasn't a fan of the black and white, but I went with the black and white because the black one doesn't have the signature. It's going to sound crazy, but the black one doesn't have the signature red button. And the black and white one, maybe it'll grow on me. But like when I bought the 6P, I was kind of perturbed about the 6P. I thought it looked hideous. But once I got it in hand, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this thing. So maybe that's how I feel. But for the XL2, they only have jet black and white, and I went with the black and white. But the Just Black, the clearly white, also the clearly white is another one that I was interested in. I was pretty much interested in the clearly white and the kind of blue. But they're not available for the big one. It kind of sucks, but what can you do? So those are the color options. It does have some things they didn't really dig into. It has Bluetooth 5.0. It has stereo front-facing speakers, folks. So ready for some front-facing speakers to take on the Axon 7. The Axon 7, to me, still remains one of the best-sounding set of front-facing speakers on a device, even though I have several other phones. Like, I got a speaker battle coming with the U11, the iPhone 8, and the Ultra and the Axon 7. I'm gonna battle those, but it does have front-facing speakers. So glad they brought that back. And if you're looking at that, the way they did the front-firing speakers, basically pretty much those just a little line on there. That's gonna be something to in the future. You'll see more phones with the little thin chambers grills on the front, but those dual front-firing speakers should have really nice chambers because again, it's an HTC device. It has Bluetooth 5.0. It's got wireless HD audio. They didn't really touch on this too much. I don't even remember if they said it at all, to be honest, but it does have the aptX and aptX HD, folks. USB Type-C port for digital headphones, which means they're kind of touching on the CDLA, they're calling it LDAC, you know? Let me clear this out. But basically, USB Type-C audio, I've always been a fan of it. Once I experienced it, it's very hard to go back because phones like the HTC U11, the Ultra, and then the that one Lieco phone, the audio is off the charts. So I can't wait to get that. Also, something that I don't think they really touched on was the microphones. This phone has 3 microphones. 1, 2, 3. So audio on this thing. Hey, you know what? Special shout out to Cafe. If you guys don't know who Cafe is, he's not a tech reviewer, but I'll show you some love because me and Cafe was talking last night on my live podcast about the eSIM. There is no eSIM. Thank goodness, man. At least they didn't talk about an eSIM. So Cafe, I'll be expecting you to get yours in. I already placed my order. But it does have 3 microphones on here, and it's used for noise suppression. So audio on this thing is going to be really good. Now, here's a huge differentiator that they really didn't touch on. Again, it's another one. Like, I feel like they should be calling these things out. Even if they're not going to do it for the average consumer, they should do it for the techies because this is a tech show, right? It's a show for tech. So they know that the average consumers are not watching this event. The battery size. The battery, I'm going to pull what's the name? The battery. Remember, he was like, developer. Yeah, bro. The battery is 27, I think it's 2700 on the small one and 3520 on the big one. So if you got a Pixel XL2, you're gonna shut it down. It's 3520 milliamps on the big one and 2700 on the small one. That is gonna be boss because they're basically giving you a big high resolution screen with basically a pretty big battery, and I think that's going to be super impressive. Again, let me throw this out. Let's not act brand new when it comes to the price, folks. We already knew that it was going to be a very expensive device, but in reality, what they did was they added $100 on because they upped the memory and they took out the 32, put the 64 in there, and then they put $100 on top of that. Which, what do you do? What do you do? You can't do anything. You just gotta buy it if you want it. And again, man, I'm kind of perturbed. They kind of got me again. I did get the 128 gig. I did get the 128 gig, but I wasn't trying to get the 128 gig. I was trying to get the 64. So when I went in, it said that the 64. I went in during the event, right? Because that's how you do it. Once they start talking about it, go into the website because it's time to buy. So that's what I did, and it was available to purchase as soon as they started talking about it. So when I went in, the 64s were sold out in the black and white XL2. Now I go in there, it's available. So I don't know, but I'm not going to do like I did last time. I'm not canceling my order and going back in. No freaking way. Because the last time I did that, it was a nightmare. I'm not having that problem. So back to the specs a little bit. Let me read some of you guys' comments. My Note 8 is 930 with the DX pack. Supposed to invest in lock. The special cases. It's not dead. I was gonna pick one up. There was a conversation. Cafe is talking about the PH1. Now there's a conversation about the PH1. All right. So the Essential Phone PH1 was on my radar. It is still on my radar, but I just don't see me. I just gave them my order. It came to $1,008. I don't foresee myself even focusing on the Essential phone at this moment. I can still get the Essential phone for $350, folks. I can get the Essential phone for $350, brand new through Best Buy. But, you know, I'm gonna hold off for now. I'm patient enough to wait. My ship date for my Pixel XL 2 is November 20th. So when you order, you know, I'm waiting on my Pixel XL 2. You know, I'm rocking with my iPhone and my Note 8 and my U11. The Pixel XL 2 is hot, but the other phones that I'm looking forward to is the V30. You know, so we're gonna see. The Essential phone is probably a fantastic phone. I can still grab the Essential phone. You know, even though that one came, I think my order came to $1,008 and like 65 cents. I don't know what it was, but the fact is, the Essential phone is hot. But, you know, I was saving money for this, and I waited and waited and waited. And let's be clear here, the Pixel XL is gonna be hot, man. I mean, the Pixel is gonna be hot too. You know, the Mate 10, shout out to Night Tech. Oh, Night Tech, man, what's going on, dude? The Mate 10, listen, the playing field for the tech community is so pumping right now. And the hype for the Pixel devices is off the charts right now. It's getting ready to go down, folks. It's getting ready to go down. Let's be clear here. It's getting ready to go down. You know, one thing that they didn't mention about the camera, let's go back to the cameras real quick. I'll finish up with the specs. But the camera is actually a 1.8 aperture, 12.2 megapixel. That camera is going to kill it. And it's got a 1.8 aperture, so, you know, it's not going to be as good as they're talking about in low light compared to the V30 more than likely, or the U11. However, on paper it's not. But until I get it in hand, listen, the camera on the Pixel XL2 is going to kill it, because they call it the Fusion. They basically did it with the current Pixel 2, where they're using EIS and OIS, folks. That's going to be hot. I'm not even going to get on this DxOMark thing yet, but I do want to go over here and see if it, because they didn't talk about it, but the camera is going to be hot, man. And I'm not going to front and say I'm hyped about it, dude. I'm hyped about the Pixel. And you know why I'm more hyped? I'm more hyped because HTC made them. Listen to this. Let me get rid of this dude, man. You're out of here, Bernard, clown. Check it out, bro. The Pixel, man, dude. Oh my gosh. Jason Brown, what's up, Jay? Finally jumped in live. Google has a good. Oh yeah. Hey, what's going on, Jason? Listen, bro. The Mate 10. I don't know what the Mate 10 is supposed to have some really good cameras, but do you honestly think that the Mate 10 cameras are going to be able to compete with the U11 or the iPhone or the Note 8, let alone the Pixel 2? I don't know. Whatever they announce, I'm ready for it. The DxOMark thing, man, is a joke. If you're a real technology person, you're not taking the DxOMark serious. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying I don't care about the DxOMark scores. I care about real world tech testing. I was talking about that in the chat a minute ago with Texzilla. You know, let me find this on here because I want to find the. I want to see if they're talking about if the Pixel XL doesn't have 60 frames per second in 4K. I'm gonna be pissed, man. And it doesn't. They didn't get, at least for now, it doesn't show that the Pixel XL has 60 frames per second at 4K. Kind of mad about that because there's no reason it can't happen. The Note 8, check your Note 8 if you haven't already. Some of the Note 8s are pushing out the update for 60 frames per second in 4K. Samsung pushed out the update to the Galaxy Note 8 for 60 frames per second in 4K. I'm really hoping, man, that Google pushes out 4K at 60 frames per second because this camera totally can do it. It can do it. Why they didn't put it in there, I don't know. But they better push that out, man, because I'm looking forward to that. Let me see. How's the HTC camera in low light? I've done a lot of videos on the HTC U11's camera. It's good, man. I guess the thing is, when people ask about low light, um, I guess it's a matter of I don't go to the club anymore. I'm not in a situation where I take a lot of photos in the dark or really deep lighting. That's where it's low. But the U11 does perform well in low lighting, at least to my standards. Cameras now are subjective. That's why the DxO mark means nothing. And during that event, when they were talking about how the Pixel XL, they gave it to some photographers. Listen, that's a joke. Give it to us. Give it to the people who actually who's buying the product. Those photographers, they gave them the phone, probably paid them a little piece of change to make them an exclusive video, and then they show it on there. It's a joke, man. It's a joke. Let me see. I thought the 4K update was only for the chip version, not the Snapdragon version. I don't know, but there's a lot of people that are pushing out. Let me see. So you just pushing the updates out? Okay. Okay. Yeah. I tell you what. Someone in the chat posted the screenshot in my Telegram group. They actually got the update. Now I don't know which version he has, but I have the unlocked Snapdragon version. So hopefully, I get the update. I don't have it yet, but I've been checking just to be sure. Looking forward to comparison. The Pixel XL2 and the V30, those are probably going to be the top cameras in the catalog. Because let's be clear here, as much as I love the U11's rear camera, it's questionable next to every other phone I have that's a high-end phone. Like the iPhone 8 shoots in 4K 60 frames per second. The Note 8 4K footage is stunning. And the U11's I got one of the U11s right here and the other one's back there, but the U11's cameras is complete. The U11's cameras are very good, both front and rear, and front is ridiculously good. Nothing is topping the front camera of the U11. But I will say that I'm hoping that something takes down the U11's cameras as far as I can see it. I want them to take them out, you know what I mean? And I think the V30 might be a close competition to take down the U11, not the front, but possibly the rear, and then also the Pixel XL2 or the Pixel XL. They're gonna wreck some cameras, man. They're gonna wreck some cameras. The front facing speakers are back. Shout out to Daniel Roberts. You doggone right, man. Would you get the Note 8 or the Pixel XL2? Pixel XL2 looks boring. Well, I got the Note 8 right here, and yes, I would get the Pixel XL. If you're talking to me, get them all, man. Get all of them. Get them all, dude. Have fun with this tech crap, man. You can't take none of this stuff with you, so have fun. That's how I feel about it. James Matthews in the house. What's going on, man? The price is so high still on the U11. What? Dude, the U11 is one of the best priced phones in the high-end category. What? I mean, I guess it's your pockets. My pockets may be deeper than yours, but I don't think the U11 costs a lot. You can get it right now for as low as $450. Because I have a code to get $100 off of that $550, but I already have two of them. So why would I get another one? Yo, the U11 is on sale for $550 right now. $550. That price alone smashes all the other devices that I have. Because for one, the battery's better than a lot of the other phones I have. It has the same internals. It's got better cameras and man, the U11. If you want the code, man, if somebody wants my code, I'll drop it in this live stream probably when I end, and you'll be able to get the U11 for $450. That's ridiculous. Listen, but the U11 is, man, people are crazy if you think the U11 is overpriced. It's got the same internals as all the current devices pretty much that are Android, that are high end, and cost a lot less, at least $200 less. I mean, come on. I'm not saying you're wrong or, literally that you're I just think it's weird that some people think the U11's price is too high. That's crazy to me. Buying the family of V30 starting photographer company. Cafe photos coming soon. Shout out, hey, Cafe starting the photographer company. The V30, how y'all think the V30 gonna do against the Pixel XL? Or I shouldn't say the Pixel XL. I keep saying the Pixel XL because I like the bigger screen, and the bigger battery or whatever, but just the Pixel 2, I should say. Because technically, the V30 should smash. On paper, the V30 should smash any phone standing right now because it has a 1.6 aperture. And already, LG's rear cameras are boss. Let's be clear here, man. I'm hyped about the Pixel devices, but LG's cameras are boss. They are boss. Let's not sleep on that, man. I get the Pixel XL, totally happy with the G10. What do you think about the Galaxy X bendable phone next year? I don't care about that, man. Let's get back to the specs real quick. I'm living for right now. I don't know about next year. Let me see here. So you got the 12.2 megapixel rear camera, and you've got the 8 megapixel camera on the front. And another thing is they take a shot at Apple a bunch of times, folks. You can do portrait mode on the front camera of the new Pixel devices. I can't wait to test that because right now I'm flipping my iPhone around trying to do portrait mode, son. I'm flipping it around trying to do portrait mode, which is silly. But batteries on here, man, listen. Batteries on here is crazy. They got the 3520 in the XL2, and they got the 2700 in the 2. Battery life is going to be good because it's about optimization. People who still think that a really big battery is what makes good battery life, I don't know what planet you live on. No disrespect, but just because you have a big battery doesn't mean you're going to get the best battery life. Gotta optimize it. Oh, snap! Cafe, dude. Cafe, got bad news for you. I'm going to show you this, Cafe. Let me zoom in. I want you to focus on something. Now, I talked about something earlier. Cafe, I guarantee they're probably going to have an external SIM slot, but it does have an eSIM. You see that? eSIM. Oh, snap. They snuck that in there, son. They didn't talk about that. It has an eSIM. Oh, man. Dude, it has an eSIM. So, but I'm thinking it would be dumb for them to only have it as an eSIM. Nobody wants to activate an eSIM. It's going to have it, bro. It's going to have it. It's good. Bro, it may have an eSIM, but it's definitely going to have an external slot. Nobody wants to use just an eSIM. Maybe they're future-proofing it. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're future-proofing it. Who knows? I don't know. But it does have an eSIM. Whoa. It's got an eSIM, folks. Wow. They didn't talk about that either. It does have an eSIM. Ah, man. Whew. It has an eSIM. eSIM for the win. Cafe, man, I'm going to holler at you in the Telegram chat after this. eSIM, man. It does have an eSIM, unfortunately. But I know that they're not going to do us like that and stick us with just an eSIM. They got to have an external slot. It just wouldn't be smart to have an eSIM only. So Princeton Ball says it's probably for Project Fi. That's a possibility because they now send out a SIM card for Project Fi when they don't have to do that anymore. When you activate, if you activate Project Fi, no eSIM. The only way to figure that out is to go through the process and add. I'm gonna add it to my cart real quick and see. Let me see. I'm just gonna do this real quick to see if there's a SIM card extra. So I'm just gonna choose black and white, unlocked, XL2, 64. This really pisses me off, man. That it's well, you might be right, dude. You might be right that it's for. You might be right that it's for the Project Fi. Because now I don't see a thing where it says Project Fi SIM card. I don't know. That could be it. Who knows? I don't know. But nonetheless, it does have an eSIM. That's kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. Now, I'm getting ready to beat up on some people. Because a lot of people, I'm just going to have some fun. So, if you're real sensitive, you might want to get out of this stream right now. Get out if you're real sensitive. Read some comments here. XL2 seems dope. Did you see T-Mobile deal this run? All right, so I don't know what deal is on T-Mobile. Type it in there, man. Malik, tell me what Malik Austin. Tell me what deal you're talking about for T-Mobile. But check this out. If you're sensitive about your feelings, you might want to bounce. Now, there's a lot of people that talk trash about the Edge Sense, the squeeze feature. A lot of reviewers jumped online and said squeeze feature is a joke. Not just reviewers. People in general said the squeeze feature is a joke. It's a gimmick. I can't wait to see how the Pixel device is reviewed when it comes to those same people better say it's a joke. Because we all know what happens. Like, everybody trashed the U Ultra. Then when the U11 came out, they said, oh, it's the best thing. It's sweet. The hardware is good. It's the same hardware, pretty much. The Pixel devices have Edge Sense. They're just calling it Active Edge. The squeeze feature is dope. For those people that actually use the squeeze feature, it's better than a Bixby button on a bad day. You want to mess up a phone, put a button on it that's not useful. Listen, the squeeze feature can be turned off. I'm filming with a U11, but I got another one. Let me see if it's got some power on. Squeeze feature is a boss move. I don't care what nobody says, man. The people who didn't buy the U11, some of the people who didn't buy the U11 might have looked at the U11 through reviewers and said, oh yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a clown show. That thing is stupid. It's a gimmick. The U11 is not a gimmick when it comes to the squeeze, the Edge Sense. Now let's see how those same reviewers, now I'm not calling any names, but you've seen the reviews on the U11. But overall, though, the U11 gets fantastic reviews. The U11 got fantastic reviews, but everybody who was reviewing it, pretty much that I saw, said the squeeze feature was not very useful, and it was a joke. No way, man. No way. There's absolutely no way that the squeeze feature of the Edge Sense is a joke. Stranger Danger says, because they're getting paid off to bash phones, which is why I like it. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I mean, as far as their paydays go, I don't know if they're getting paid, but don't you think it's kind of strange how some places will release a video saying something is not good, and then all of a sudden, if it comes to another phone, it's good. Like, when the greatest example is when the U Ultra came out, everybody said, oh, HTC failed with that. The hardware is lame. All this other stuff. And then when the U11 came out, everybody was like, oh, snap. The hardware is good. This phone is what the HTC should have done. Blah, blah, blah. Now, they put the squeeze feature on the Pixel because HTC made the phones. HTC patents on that, bro. Edge Sense. Edge Sense. They're just calling it Active Edge. That's all they're doing, is calling it Active Edge. It's Edge Sense, bro. Edge Sense. And I can't wait to see how many people say they love it because it's on a... Oh, well, Google implemented it better. Google did it better. What? Come on, son. Well, I think the only device I'm waiting for is my decision is the Huawei Mate 10 Pro. The Mate 10 Pro is going to be hot. I'm not sleeping on it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I got to get all the devices. You know what I'm saying? So, HTC and LG made the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. Where? I haven't really... I see a lot of people saying that, but I haven't seen any source, any proof of that. Does the Pixel 2 has any weaknesses? I'm pretty sure it does, man. All phones have weaknesses. That's just a given. But the Edge Sense, that's how you implement a feature on a phone that a person might not want to use. See, some people say, like Daniel said, somebody asked, does it have a weakness? Somebody else said, well, you know, it doesn't have a headphone jack. the headphone jack thing doesn't bother me. I don't care about carrying a dongle, or I just plug it onto one of my favorite headsets and use it like that when I want to plug in. But most cases, I'm using Bluetooth at the gym anyway. I mean, I'm not even using something that plugs in. I'm not doing it. So I don't consider no headphone jack a weakness. But for people who are used to having like a headphone jack, it could be. I respect that it could be a weakness for them. You know what I'm saying? John Mooring is in the house, y'all. Say what's up to John, man. The main weakness is they sell out and don't sell it everywhere. Now that is a legitimate weakness. Not having inventory, and look, they even talked about that in the stream. They said, and we're gonna have inventory this time. Pretty much is what they said. Yeah. So Marco says no headphone jack is kind of a disadvantage. I can agree with that statement too, because it is a little bit of a disadvantage, but they give you the dongle in the box. So, yeah. To me, they are not worth it. Well, I guess, Tim, if you feel like you don't want to pay that much money on a phone, I'm with you. That's why I got my review coming out for this bad boy right here. Believe it or not, hey, I'm all for reviewing every phone. This phone, get this for free almost. So I understand everybody's pockets is different, or everybody's priorities are different. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Kyle? I see you, man. I don't have faith in the tablet due to the banning of the Pixel C tablet. You know what, man? That's a good point. Check what's happening on T-Mobile Twitter, man. T-Mobile tweeted up to 50% off when you bring it through T-Mobile through the rebate. Oh, okay. So T-Mobile's gonna basically pay half of the phone. Ooh, basically, they're gonna give you a bill credit. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna give you a bill credit for the phone. So I paid $1,008. Let me go to my order. See what my order is. I paid $1,008 for mine because I got the 128 gig and I got the big one. I'll show you. I had to block out my order number. So I paid $1,008.31. $1,008.31, and it was $59.31 in taxes, and it says November 22nd through the 27th is when I'll get mine. So if you didn't order yours and you really want it, don't sleep on it, man. If I trade the Pixel to Google and get a credit, I can still get a credit with T-Mobile. You sure can, bro, because they don't know the difference. They don't care about that. I don't know about the Pixel, Jay. I will sit on them for a minute, still not that wow factor. Hey, yeah, everybody's got their own, what they consider to be wow. But I think one thing that has moved to the top of the list for me is cameras, because I switched from using like my actual cameras to do my YouTube videos. I got a Samsung and I got a Canon. I switched from using those because I went straight to smartphoneconversations.com when I launched that website. I wanted to show people that you can actually run a website and a YouTube channel from only smartphones and an external microphone and a tripod or a bunch of tripods. But I wanted to show people that it's totally possible. You know what I mean? So I decided to talk the talk and walk the walk. I'm going to run smartphone conversations, so all of my stuff is going to be produced from a smartphone. Like this right here is the front camera of one of my U11s, and here's the other U11. But sometimes I'll switch it up, and if you see 4K at 60 frames per second, it's probably an iPhone 8 Plus. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do everything smartphones to show people that it's totally possible to run a website. I do a website, YouTube, and everything from smartphones, so it's totally possible. Streaming. Now I do have a Logitech C992 Pro. I got the latest one up there. Sweet. But to be honest, the quality isn't as good as some of my smartphones. You know what I mean? Let me read some of your comments, man. Why don't you go to Google Press site and ask for a review unit? You're a great reviewer. Hey, I appreciate that, John, but okay, here's a quick lesson. Not lesson, but here's a quick thing. I'll discuss eSIMs for you, man, because there's some people, Anthony wants to know what an eSIM is about. So first, review units. I've learned that when I ask for a review unit, I never get them. Because when I ask for a review unit, I'm basically competing against some of the people that I like and I watch, like MKBHD and MKBHD, like huge reviewers. You know what I'm saying? I don't mess with a lot of those big YouTubers. I like Soldier Knows Best, Bored at Work, Tech Ninja. Some of these people, I watch them. So when I ask for a review unit, that's who I'm competing against. So I'm probably not going to get a review unit. Real talk, LG, ZTE send me their devices when they can. You see, I don't never get them first, but I do get them at some point or another. So I'm trying to hold out on buying a V30 because every time I buy an LG phone, they always send me one and say, "Here, this isn't a review unit. You can actually have it. We just want you to do an unboxing for us." So I'm like, okay, boom. If you remember, I was in two of LG's commercials, but review units, man, are hard to get. Like, I have emails from PR teams. They don't respond with, "Okay, here you go." Because reality, man, I'm not that big of a YouTuber. Like, as far as numbers go, personality, yeah, I'm on it with personality. But when it comes to certain companies, they don't know me, man. They don't really care. I got like 53,000 subs. I can compete against somebody with 5 million subs. But really, though, if you were a company and people are going to watch those other videos where the people have 5 million subs, 1 million people are going to watch those videos. Would you give your product to me, or would you give it to the guy who's got 1 million subs? It's just what it is. They look at it as business. You guys may know me, but a lot of these companies don't know me, and I'm thankful for LG, ZTE, and some of the companies that send me phones and stuff for review. And a lot of the phones I get may be like off-brand phones sometimes, but I show love to those companies because I'm all about bigging up the companies and getting their products out there when I can. But if it's bad, I'm going to say that it's bad. And that's a disclaimer that I have to some of these companies, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what it is. But review units are hard to get, man. They hard to get. Let me see. I'm trying to... The magic is all in the software. Software, for real, son. Software is good. It is water resistant. It's IP67. So the iPhone is iPhone 67. Here's the thing about that. I don't know. It's like... And again, this isn't to say that somebody's wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care that much about waterproofing. What's going on, Legion? I don't care about waterproofing to the point where I'm saying... They should have gave me IP68, man. It's not that serious, bro. I don't really get my phones wet anyway. And if you drop a phone that's IP67 in the water, it's gonna survive. I've dumped the iPhone 8 Plus in water. I've dumped the iPhone 7s in water. It is what it is. It survives. You wipe it off and keep it moving. So it is, at least it's got some kind of waterproofing. You know what I mean? It's something there, Let me see. Portrait mode, headphone jack, wireless. Now the Galaxy Note 8 does have a headphone jack. It's wireless IP68, and it does have a portrait mode kind of deal. But to everybody, everything is subjective and comes down to preference. That's what we have to remember. So it's kind of like, what's important to you is definitely not important to the next person. Probably it's probably not that important. Who's going swimming with their phones? 68, 67, it doesn't matter to me. I've dropped it in the dishwater before. I just shook it out, dried it off real quick, blew it out, let it on the counter, let it dry out. That's what it was. The Google headphones, okay, I can touch on that. I was on the specs. Let me finish off these specs real quick. It does have Type-C 3.1. Gen 1, remember that, has Generation 1 for the Type-C, for all the techies out there. Daydream ready, it's AR ready, and, it's got Wi-Fi, 5 gigahertz. Now, the headphones, son. The headphones. The headphones are 100... They doing an Apple on us right now, son. They're doing an Apple. The headphones are $160, man. $160. Are they freaking crazy? They brought out the headphones. They're called the Google Pixel Buds. Now, let's be clear here. They probably sound boss. The functionality is sweet. You can talk in other languages and stuff like that. The Google Pixel Buds are overpriced, just like the headphones from Apple for $160. For me, I'm not paying $160 for some headphones, and I got a bunch of Bluetooths. I got a Bluetooth wall. You've seen it. Yo, $160 for some Bluetooth headphones. They may be functional. They may have a lot of functionality, but let's be real here. Who uses their Bluetooth like that? Nobody. We use them for phone calls and music, son. This is what we use these things for. We don't use them. I'm not going to be walking around talking about, I need to speak in Chinese or I want to translate. Man, I ain't trying to. Those are selling points that don't interest me, son. I'm not even interested in that. I don't really care about that. I'm just keeping it 100. I use it for Bluetooth for at the gym, and I use it for music, phone calls. That's it. I don't care about speaking in another language. My wife speaks Spanish. If she wants to talk Spanish, I understand what she's saying when she's yelling at me or trying to get me to go upstairs or something. Go clean the car. I know what she means. That's about the only language I need to figure out. All the other stuff, dude, not interested in paying $160 for some earbuds, something that I could freaking lose or somebody could steal, or I put them down at the gym while I'm changing or something like that, and I look around and use them. It's just too easy to lose. I'm just not feeling it, man. I'm not saying that it's a bad purchase. Don't get me wrong, son. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Big cup. Bam. Yo, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's a bad purchase. I'm just saying it's a bad purchase for me. Totally not worth it. I'm not going to ever tell anybody to spend $160 on some Bluetooths. Come on, son. Come on, man. Come on. It's not happening. It's innovation. I'll give it to you. It is innovation. And yeah, it's innovation. I agree. That high price though, 160? It's crazy, man. That's crazy. $160? Yeah, dude, for real. You say you in this. Oh, eSIM. Okay, let's go back to eSIM. So some people was talking about eSIM. Okay, this is the iPad Pro 10.5, right? There's an eSIM in here, meaning it's an embedded SIM. So when you go, and this is the LTE model, so when you go into the data, you can see like, now I have an external SIM card in here that I'm using, but I didn't activate the internal SIM. It's internal SIM, embedded SIM. That's a SIM card. It's what it is. That's what it is. So it's in there. So I'll let you see what I got going on here. So let me see. If you can see here on my iPad, I've got a T-Mobile and a Cricket active in there. The Cricket one is the one I have active. The internal SIM cards are the ones that are built into the devices that you cannot change. So, man, iPad Pro, dude, love this thing, feeling it, man. eSIMs are basically SIM cards that are permanently in the device, and you can't take them out, and they have to be activated or whatever. So, the reason eSIMs are a bad idea is because, okay, so what if you're like me and you got all these phones? You got the U11, you got the Note 8, you got the iPhone 8 Plus, you got all these phones right here, and you want to switch between the two. This is my Monday, this is my Tuesday, this is my Wednesday, this is my Thursday, this is my Friday, this is my Saturday, this is my Sunday. If you want to swap like that, you can't do it with an eSIM. You got to keep activating a SIM card to get it off of the SIM card in the device. That's the most horrible part about having an eSIM. Other than that, it's a great idea. I know because I've done it. With my iPad, when I wanted to use something else, I had to get a new SIM card and I had to activate it just to get it off. Like I have multiple tablets, and so I didn't want to take my iPad with me. I wanted to take a tablet that I didn't care about if I broke it or not. So I grabbed an Android tablet that I had from a couple years ago. It was an LTE tablet, and I wanted to put it in there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had to disable the eSIM and then activate a new SIM just to get it. It's a hassle, really. Is what it is. You can't you can't just eject it out. You know what I mean? So, the Pixel device, the Pixel lineup right now, it's boss. So the tech specs of this thing, man, It's 7.9 millimeters. Yeah, okay, yeah. James is right. It's kind of like what CDMA carriers use. Yeah, well, you have no control pretty much. Like you gotta active. It's gotta be turned on and off, which is kind of a bad idea. But it does have an eSIM. But I'm guaranteeing you, it's definitely probably gonna have an external slot. If that phone doesn't have an external slot, I'm not even gonna power it on, dude. It's gotta go. It's gotta go. Charles asked, how do I like the Pixel XL? You see the title of the stream, dude? I ordered already. I'm loving it. So the screen is a POLED capacitive touchscreen. It's 1440 by 2880, 538 pixels, Gorilla Glass 5, Android 8.0, Snapdragon 835, the basics, Adreno 540, 64 128 gig with 4 gigs of RAM, 12.3 on here, but it's actually a 12.2 with OIS and EIS, which that's going to be boss. Laser of autofocus, dual LED, dual tone, face detection, flash, HDR. It does not have 60 frames per second in 4K. How much are you paying? Are you getting the 120? Dude, look at the title of the video. I guess you just got here or something, man. But what's going on, man? I've been saying it like most times. I got the 128 gig Pixel XL2. What's the purpose of the Pixel 2? Is outdated. Man, you in the wrong stream, dude. You obviously in the wrong stream. Let me take care of that for you. I got love for you, but you're in the wrong stream. Let's go and get you out of here. Let's put you in the timeout. Come correct. There you go. Your questions are pointless. Like, if you hear, you obviously are excited about the Pixel XL. If you're not here for that, hey, got love for you, but kick rocks if you just come to talk nonsense. So not being in the U.S., I should forget about buying one online. To use in Trinidad. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, you in Trinidad, well, shout out to Trinidad. You might have to wait until I will wait until it starts to, I'll wait until you see some, like, I wouldn't do a pre-order. I guess that's what I'll say. I wouldn't do a pre-order. I wouldn't do a pre-order. I would stay away from the pre-order. If you in countries, if you're in Trinidad, the UK. And also, shout out to Techzilla. He was going into pre-order, and his ship date was December. Now, I don't know if it's his country. I don't know if it's his country. I don't know, but his ship date was December. So, that's a long way. So he said he's not gonna he's not gonna pre-order. He's gonna wait and walk into a store. Go to the Google store, store.google.com. You can pre-order. Yeah, it's got an active noise cancellation, dedicated mic. Fast charging, the norm. I think I like that it has the 3,520 milliamp hour battery. I'm excited about that. You know what I mean? So I want to do a quick stream, guys. I've pre-ordered in the UK. Ship date is the 15th of November. I gotta holler at Techzilla then, because Techzilla's in the UK as well. And his ship date was December. I gotta tell him, I'm gonna tell him to go back in, because he was trying to pre-order too. But yeah. Did they troll us in the Pixel Ultra? The screen's looking great on the Pixel XL2. Yeah, I got the 128 gig Pixel XL2. The white black. I'm not a fan of the black white. I just got done telling everybody in the chat I think it's ugly, but they only gave me two options. They gave me all black, which is not really black. We've seen the other Pixel. It's kind of like a dull gray, and the black and white. Those are the options for the big one. The two colors that I was interested in was the clearly white or whatever it was, or clearly silver. I don't know what it was, and then the other kind of blue. I was interested in those, not the black and white. But only thing I can say is, if you like the phone, order it. If you don't want to order it, don't buy it. But what I can say is, if you're gonna troll phones, just because you like the Note 8 or the iPhone 8 better, what's the point? If you don't like it, keep it moving. It can't record in 4K 60 frames per second, John. I'm kind of perturbed about that. At least from what I can see, it doesn't show that at the moment. So I'm hoping that it does shoot in 4K at 60 frames per second. I'm hoping that it does. We're running up on an hour, man. I'm about to get out of here. I got to wash up the beasts. You know what I'm saying? I gotta wash the beast up. It's been raining here, so I'm gonna go outside. It's sunny. Get out the house, man. Hit the gym. You know, do everything. Normal routine. Hit the gym. You know, I had to give you guys a quick video, my thoughts on it. I did pre-order. I guess it's an upgrade version of the HTC U11. Yeah, you know what? Pretty much. You know, they get. You know, it would have been nice if the HTC U11 had those dual speakers on the front and, you know, the bigger screen. But I still like the U11s, man. Love them. I'm gonna continue to rock with them. I'm looking for something to take down the U11's front camera. And I don't know about the Pixel XL2, but I know the rear camera probably will. So it's your man Jay Will, man. I'm about to get out of here. I love to keep kicking it with y'all. I love to keep talking, but I got to go wash up the beast because, you know, I don't just do cars and I don't do computers in church. I do cars as another side gig. I love cars. Got my car club. So I hope you guys have fun, man. And I hope you guys order the Pixel XL or XL2 or, you know, whichever, the Pixel 2. Order it if you want it. If you didn't order it, don't be a hater. Don't be a troll. Just stay away from the videos because your opinion don't mean nothing. No, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding, man. I kid. But you a troll if you always go into videos on phones that you're never going to buy and you just keep saying they whack because you think the other phone is better. That's a troll right there. Don't be a troll. Grow up. Don't be a troll your whole life and show respect where respect is due. Some of these phones are really hot. If you don't like it, kick rocks. It's your man Jay Will. Deuces, I'm out. I'll see you guys in another video, man. Stay with it.